Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to a spontaneous Feature Friday. We've got another fantastic release for you, and we want to keep you informed and apprised of all the latest and greatest. And today, we're going to be showing you a brand new feature called Per Event Day Policies. In order to do that, I am joined today by Jackie Kwan. Hello, Jackie.
Hey Garrett, how you doing today?
Good. Has a very timid hi.
Like, I didn't realize we decided to call it per event day policies. And I'm like, what? What?
Just
Oh,
making up
okay.
names.
Just making up names.
Yeah.
I think we should just give it a random name.
Yes, absolutely. Random alphanumeric name.
So yes, as Garrett mentioned, we are featuring a new feature that we did release just this week, which is an extension of some of the policy features that we actually expanded upon just prior to the holiday season. And we're very excited about this one because we do know that there are a lot of clubs that have been using our policy features to date to attain a very similar goal, but we've sort of honed this feature a little bit more so that clubs can actually use this, and timely because very specifically for COVID screenings is probably the place that you'll end up using this feature. So we're calling this per event day policies. So here I am.
I mean, we are now.
We are now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Garrett. Have you changed all the documentation? I think I've got marketing material that you've got to rewrite.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So here we are today on our Townsville dance site. This is one of our demo dance sites. You can see that it's lovely, lovely designed by our designer here. I'm going to head over to our administration site and show you how to configure a per event day policy. So when you're logged into your administration site, if you head over to settings, down to policies, let's start with creating a brand new policy so that I can show you how you leverage this feature. So all the other features are still there. You can still specify it as a policy type. I've created one here called screening that you can use. Give it a policy name, and you'll be able to leverage this. All event day policies are going to be participant-based policies. And what you'll do is you want to present it at event attendance. So what this is going to do is when you select these elements, every night at sometime after midnight, your time, the system is going to automatically go through your class lists for the day. And anybody who is on one of those class lists that's attached to the tagged event types at the bottom here will have a policy generated on their profile that they will have to accept. And it just generates it every day that they're in class. So this is great, especially for clubs where maybe members aren't showing up every day. Maybe they're only signed up for 1 day a week or 2 days a week. They're going to have this policy that appears every day that they're actually supposed to attend a class. And they will be, if you set this policy to be required, they will be required to accept that policy before they'll be able to do anything else on your Uplifter site when they log in. Additional to that, we've also added this little feature right here that says email the policy for acceptance to the primary account holder for a participant. So if you check this off, once Uplifter does generate that policy at the beginning of the day for anybody who's supposed to attend classes at your that are tagged here, it will also send an email to the user, and the user will simply see it's the same feature as if you were to email that policy to somebody else from the checkout, but they'll see an email that appears in their client that says policy acceptance or screening acceptance required for this participant for this day. And then it will also include all the contents that you have included in your policy here. And they'll just click on it and they can just accept it from there. Or if they don't receive the email, they can just log into their account. Or if you decide not to send out the emails, they can log into their account and they can see all the policies that they're supposed to accept. So I've actually set one of these up already. So let's just walk through that and I'll show you how it goes. So this is our COVID-19 self-assessment screening. So in this case, I've decided not to email the policies, but you certainly can do that. I've created this as a screening, a participant policy that's presented at event attendance, and it's going to last just for the day. So, and it's always going to be a 1-day element. So if they're actually registered in multiple events or multiple classes during the day, they'll only receive one policy. I've created this policy here, which is basically what I've done is I've created a COVID screening. And let's just preview it so that you can see what it looks like. So what I've done is I've created a series of questions here. Please answer the following questions for the participant Jane Doe for this specific date. And it's a series of checkboxes that will, in this case, will be required before they would be able to accept the policy. Now, just a word of note, if you decide that you want your COVID screening to have yes, no check marks, you won't be able to create both check marks to be required because they can't be both yes or no. So if you do decide that you want to go with a yes, no option, you will need to make sure that the policy is not required, or sorry, that these checkboxes aren't required before they can accept the policy. What that will mean, though, however, is that you will have to actually look at each of the policies to ensure that they've actually completed all of the checkboxes to ensure that they're clear to come in. If you want to be able to leverage some of the additional tools that I'm going to show you very shortly here, it would behoove you to just give them basically checkboxes that are required that say that no, I don't have any of these symptoms. No, I and acknowledge that they haven't done all of these other elements that would cause you to prevent them to actually coming into your location to attend a class. So I've also set up this policy using some of our other tools that we launched before Christmas using participant ages. So in the case of if the participant is over 12 and they can actually accept this policy on their own, I have set it so that it will say, I confirm that all the above statements are true and correct about the participant, as opposed to if they are the parent. So for 12 or for under 12, it says, I confirm that all the above statements about my child, Jane Doe, are true. So you can leverage all of those new exciting policy features of making your policies look a little bit different depending on the age of the participant and the age of the member. You can check out our Feature Friday from December to dive into some of those features and see how they work. So now that you see that I've created those policies, you can also tag the policies to any event types. So in this case, I've just tagged this to 2 specific classes, but you can leave all these tags blank if you want it to apply to every single event that you have in your system, and it'll just email it out for every day. Or if there's only particular classes that you actually want these policies to apply to, you can certainly tag it like you may have tagged any of your subscriptions or any of your other policies. So now that we see the policy here completed, let's take a look at it in action. So this is, I'm going to relog into this site as one of my members. Her name is Doris Humphrey. Doris has several children. She's got several children that are attending different classes for the day. And so for each of those children, she's going to be required to complete the screening. So you can see here that she's actually viewed the screening here for Sophia, and she'll be required to check these off. As mentioned, if you set this to email, she would receive an email, one for each child. She'll just have to click on each one of them and accept the policy as is, as described here, before they would be allowed to proceed. So I'm just going to accept this one so that you can see what it looks like. I'm going to try and click these very quickly so that we can get through this.
I do not envy Miss Humphrey having to do this for her like 36 children.
She should not have had so many children. So.
Life choices. She spelled her name wrong too.
Did I? Yeah. Did I? Oops, sorry. Oops. Oh,
it's the feeling that you're not Sophie Humphrey. I don't know why.
So I'm not going to check off all of these because we could be here for a while. Yes. But you can see here that I've accepted this for Sophie, but not for Emma. So let's go back into our administrative site. And as an administrator, if you've actually created any of these event-based policies, from the dashboard, under the attendance tab, you'll now be able to see any of your event-based policies and whether or not anybody who has accepted them and who has only viewed them, or who you're waiting for acceptance on. So as part of your whole attendance process of taking attendance, if you actually use our event-based policies, you'll be able to just very quickly take a look at this page and see, oh, they're allowed in. If somebody has not completed this, you can prompt them, oh, it looks like you received the policy, but you haven't quite accepted everything, so please accept it before we're allowed to let you in. But this gives all of the administrators who are taking digital attendance a very quick scan of who has accepted those policies and who has not. And that's basically it as a nutshell. A couple of quick elements. I believe if you do have these event policies set up and you register someone for one of these events during the day, we will, if you've set it up for email, we will actually generate that policy and email that person at the time so they can accept it from their account. I think that should work as well if the members register themselves as well for the day. Is that not the case, Garrett? Yes.
That is indeed the case. Yeah. So if you add a guest attendee, if you register someone new, they'll all get that email sent to them if you have it marked off to be emailed. Otherwise, they can obviously log in and accept that policy. As an additional note, these policies will get primed to be sent out anytime that you're making a policy as well. So please be mindful of that and take advantage of the unavailable status of your policies. If you're going to be making a policy, saving it, reviewing it before you actually finalize things and want it to be sent out, please make sure you set it to unavailable during that period. And then when you're ready for it to be sent out, you can switch it back to public.
Good note. Thanks. Did you put that in the documentation?
Not at all. No.
So that is event policies. So what we're hoping is that, for those clubs who, aren't using our existing policy manager, using the daily expiry, you can certainly switch over to the event-based policy. That will give you a little bit of a cleaner way for your members to actually manage those policies. And as well, if any of those clubs are using, other third-party apps like an online form builder or an online survey builder to accomplish these things, you can now do them completely within Uplifter, and also have that completely tied into your digital attendance, and be able to fully report on that as well. So it streamlines the whole process for those clubs that want to incorporate COVID screening, or any other daily event screening that you might have for particular policies. Maybe it's a helmet policy, maybe it's an equipment policy, maybe it's just general daily health and wellness check. Might be a homework check as well. Maybe you've got homework for the kids that they need to complete on a daily basis, and they have to do those things before they attend the class. So lots of different uses that you can use this feature for. So this has been one of our quickest Feature Fridays ever, Garrett.
I was actually going to be like, Jackie, slow down. We're going to be done this way too soon.
That's okay. I think people are probably tired of hearing my voice.
No, not at all. Thank you so much for presenting that feature. You did a wonderful job. So if you want to learn more about this, of course, support@uplifterinc.com. You're always welcome to email us. You can also reach us or learn more through our Learning Center, learn.uplifterinc.com. And last but not least, if you like these features, if you like these webinars, if you like the tools, the support, the service, please feel free to refer us to a friend, a colleague, what have you, with a refer and save. Of course, you get money off, they get money off, and you get that win-win situation. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today, and or whenever you're watching this video. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a lovely weekend.
Take care, and thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.